It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Aldi. It's part of their Foundry range of beers. It's their own brand. I see that they've licensed this to themselves, the Foundry. This is their Founders Edition. Shake the Tree Orange Infused India Pale Ale, coming in at 4.2% ABV in a 330ml can. I've had a look online to see who brews the beer for Aldi, because it just says Aldi stores on the back of the can. Couldn't find anything. You guys from previous reviews have indicated that these beers are, in the comments box, either brewed by Marston's or Shepherd Neame. Without further ado, let's get this can out into a glass, see what we get. Orange Infused IPA. There's no ingredients, specific ingredients on the back of the can, so we don't know if it's actual orange peel or orange, real orange, or an orange concentrate. I'm going to say for the price at £1.20 it's going to be the latter. God, that bubble doesn't want to go away. It's gone now. 2-finger whitehead. Good levels of carbonation. It looks, you want this beer to look like an amber coloured beer. It certainly does. Amber coloured beer. Clear. No sediment. If you were new to beer, you'd be thinking orange infused IPA. It looks like orange. Let's get the aroma. Now that's okay. That's okay. I just reviewed their push pineapple, which was like screaming pineapple out the glass. And I was thinking with this beer, the orange, I hope the orange is not going to be like overly done. But thankfully, it's a lovely, light, zesty orange peel that's coming through, mixed with the malts, mixed with the hops. It's all in tune, it's all in balance. A little bit of sweetness from the malt, a little bit of orange peel coming through from the orange peel or orange concentrate that they've used. Let's dive into this one then. IPA. See, now if they put on the side of the can orange infused ale, that's all. Orange infused ale, I would be okay with that. However, there's there really is a bitterness coming through. I'm going to probably split this review up into two parts. The reason why I'm splitting this beer review up into two parts is as follows. There's a massive, almost, let's call it a boom. Why not? I can't keep up. The amount of new beers hitting the supermarkets is unbelievable. I'm struggling to keep up, from Tesco's to Morrison's to Aldi. My channel at the moment is like 95% supermarket beer, with just the release schedule of these beers coming out. Whenever I seem to turn my head and want to grab like something that's been sent from Australia, like I'm looking at a Cloud 9 over there from a Kasha Brewing Company, a hazy IPA at 8% ABV. I'm going for this beer and I'm like, I want to review that over there. But the boom of these supermarket beers is just incredible, and I have to be part of it. I have to be part of that boom. I have to be part of what's going on, because it's the talk. Everybody wants to know. It's on everyone's lips. This whole craft beer supermarket thing. As somebody with a channel with 35,000 subscribers to it, if I was to ignore that for at least a few weeks, then the talk would be over. It's part of my almost like duty, if you like, to bring you these new beers. So there's a massive boom, and with the boom, this is what I'm trying to get to. With the boom, there's always new people, new eyeballs, new people looking at these new beers hitting the supermarket shelves, and they might be lager drinkers or gin drinkers or cider drinkers, and they're looking at all of these different beers and going, I want to try some of these. And then, of course, they looked online, and they're looking for reviews, and they're looking for people to talk about this stuff. So splitting this review up into two parts. The first part, I'm going to talk to somebody who might have found this review because they're interested, they're new, they're looking into craft beer, they're looking to buy some of these beers, and they're new to it, and they want somebody to talk to them about it. So here I am, as a newbie to craft beer, picking this up for £1.20 a can in Aldi. You might like it. You might like it. It says everything it wants to do or intends to do on the can. Shake the tree, orange infused IPA. It's orangey. There's an orange flavour coming through. And then there's a bitterness on the back of the palate. There's a little bit of sweetness from the malt. It's easily drinkable, it's refreshing. Carbonation pushes the beer on the inside of the mouth. Yeah, it's a perfectly respectable entry level beer for a newbie. Except, and this is what I'm going to talk to people who maybe subscribed to my channel for the last 10 years or 8 years or 7 years or 5 years, or who already knows an awful lot about craft beer. And this is the except, and this is what I'm going to go over now to the experienced people who've been tuned into this channel, who are home brewers and who've been interested in beer for an awful long time. And this is the except. Except there's a real astringent bitterness on the back of the palate. And that astringent bitterness only comes... They're not using New World hops. They're not using hops from America or Australia or New Zealand. The hops, I would say, are more traditional British hops, like a Styrian Golding or a Bramling or Bramling Cross, or I'm trying to think of some of the British... Fuggles is what everybody... Fuggles! There they are, the Fuggles hop. The problem we have in the UK is we don't have enough sunshine. We don't have enough sunshine, so we don't bring out the juiciness of a hop like you would if you were to grow them in California or Australia, where the temperature gets to 40 degrees, or New Zealand, where it's piping hot, and the land and the soil. And we have great soil over here, but the New World hops bring out flavours of grapefruit and mango and passion fruit, and then a little bit of bitterness on the back end. The problem with dry hopping, using a lot of them hops in this style of IPA, I'm talking Fuggles and Bramling Cross and Styrian Golding, is that you're not generating that grapefruit, that passion fruit, that mango. It's more of a bitterness. when you dry hop, when you really use a lot of Fuggles, it just doesn't do the same thing. It doesn't do the same thing as a Cascade or a Centennial or a Simcoe hop. And that's what they've done. They've used a lot of traditional British hops in this beer to bitter it, and it just leaves it there, and it's almost like, go away, I don't need all of this overly done bitterness on the back of the palate. I want some grapefruit and mango and citrus to go with it, and then I might be fine with it. But just to give you that bitterness on its own, it's too much. So a beer review of 2 halves. To the newbie, getting into craft beer for the first time, seeing these cans all over the supermarkets and wondering what all your mates are talking about and whatnot. This is okay. This might lead you down the garden path of maybe something from Pressure Drop or Cloudwater. Eventually. But to the more experienced craft beer who's been drinking craft beer for a long time, they need to change the hops out, I think, to be able to. It's too astringent, it's too bitter on the back end. So I'm going to call this one, pardon me, a 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews, give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers!